If you're as obsessed with the Traitors as I am, here are 6 competition series you should absolutely be watching. If you love the idea of throwing a bunch of big personalities into a house and making them compete in weird challenges like they do on the Traitors, House of Villains is the next show you need to be watching. This show takes the most villainous personalities across reality TV, locks them in a mansion, and makes them compete for money and power. And when you put that many chaos agents under one roof, mess is guaranteed. If you like the secret identity aspect of the Traitors, you'll love Claim to Fame. This show takes the relatives of major celebrities, puts them all in a house, and challenges them to try to figure out who everyone else's famous family member is. Players compete in challenges that do earn them clues, but the real strategy is trying to keep your identity a secret while exposing everyone else's. If you love the lying, deception, and social aspect of the Traitors, you need to hop over to Netflix to watch The Circle. The players live in separate apartments in the same building, and they communicate through a social platform called The Circle. Now, people get eliminated, and there is one winner at the end, but the twist of this game is that some people are competing as themselves, but others are competing as catfishes. It's really interesting because the entire game then becomes about influence and trust, and ultimately trying to figure out who's playing the game and who's playing you. If you loved season 1 of The Traitors because it had that mix of reality personalities and regular civilians, then you're gonna love The Anonymous, which underrated show. I really wish that this show got more seasons, but unfortunately it only got one. However, there are some familiar faces on there. You'll see Big Brother 23 winner Xavier Prather, Nina Twine, who is from Survivor and Extracted. She's also the daughter of Sandra Diaz Twine, and Andy King. Now, I don't know if we would consider Andy King a celebrity, but if you watch the Fire Festival documentary, you'll know that he was willing to go down in order to get some water bottles. The players in this game compete to build their prize money, but the real game starts at the end of the day when they go into pods and they get to chat with each other using an anonymous chat room. They are disguised as emojis, and so you never know who's talking to who, but that is where the house goes to decide who they are going to eliminate. So someone who might have been your friend during the day and in the challenge could be the pizza emoji or the sword emoji that is trying to campaign to get you out of the game at night. It's crazy and it's really good. If you love the psychological tension of the Traitors, then the show Extracted does that, but in a completely different way. Survivalists are out in the Canadian wilderness and they have 2 family members back at HQ who are watching them on monitors. They get to compete in different challenges to try to win survival supplies, but there is also a lot of strategy that happens within HQ. At any moment, your family member could decide to extract you from the game if they see that you are struggling, or as we've seen it in some cases, just because they feel bad about you being out there and you might not even be ready to go. It is a really interesting game about survival because the question then becomes, who can take the most pressure? The person that is out in the wilderness or the family that is watching them? Now, this last one, I'm just going to say it, Fear Factor, House of Fear. I haven't been able to figure out which component of the Traitors Fear Factor, House of Fear has, but I wanted to add it to this list because I just think people need to watch it. It is the Fear Factor that you remember, but it has some new age components and a new host, Johnny Knoxville, who, might I add, is aging very gracefully. It's gross, and some of your own fears are going to be tested, but it is a really interesting watch. There you have it, folks. A couple of other shows for you to get into while we all get over our Traitors hangover.